Hi, I'm Kyle, a tired therapist.
And I'm Jackie, also a tired therapist.
And together, we are
Two tired therapists.
Welcome to the pod. Happy Halloween, everyone.
Happy Halloween.
Happy Halloween. I don't really know if this is dropping on Halloween. I don't know. We just show up.
It'll be close.
None of us
to it, I would imagine.
We don't do.
Might be right before Halloween.
We're not the producing department.
No,
we're the
not.
talent. On a good day.
Oh, no.
On a good day. Dental hygiene. What do you think about it? Important? Not important? How do you feel about
Necessary evil.
Necessary evil.
I'm good with it. I literally just went to the dentist like a couple weeks ago.
Do you? What do you feel about the dentist?
I'm fine.
It's a flop for me. No. Well, so I love my dentist.
Sure.
Dr. Miller. Hi. She probably doesn't listen. She probably doesn't know who I am.
You tag her in this episode. I don't know how, but you just do. She has like a dental Instagram, and you just like.
I like you know how you can contact like an email. I'll email her the episode. No, but I love my hygienist. She cracks my shit up. The last time I went in there, she was talking about her husband and how he makes her do too much. And I said, girl, me too. I said, mine too. He's always up doing some shit. She goes, well, that's good that he's handy. I said, yeah, till he wants me to help, which never goes over well. I was telling you off air, Edward built this little entertainment center.
Yeah, it looks really
nice. So little. It looks very nice. And he needed the doors taken off because he was going to paint the inside. And he said, will you take the doors off for me? Because I, as a good partner, say, is there anything I can do to help you?
You're better than me.
Which does not mean, that means that's just a courtesy.
Right. It means, no, I'm good, thanks.
Exactly.
Same.
But he said, you could take the doors off. And I thought, well, okay, I can probably do that. I couldn't do it. And I had just a screwdriver, but he's got a drill. So I said, well, why give me the drill? He said, I ain't giving you that drill. You're going to drill the paint off the door. I said, okay.
Are you that ill-equipped?
Well, let's move on. It's not important.
Well, let me talk about my dental.
Oh, that's what we were talking about, weren't we? Sorry. Sorry, we got on a tangent. I know we don't do that very often.
No, I'm a person who, I'm fine with the dentist. It does not bother me. I don't like the scraping. That's my big thing. I loved my dentist that I had as a child. I even went back for a long time to see him. Yes.
Oh,
and
interesting.
He's going to retire in the next year. Thanks, Dr. Lund. You're the best. And then Justin was like, I think you need to see somebody in the city that we currently live in. You need to stop driving 4 hours to go back to see your childhood dentist who has seen you for 30 years.
Is he hot?
No.
Oh. Well,
I mean,
maybe that's what makes you
he's
go.
like my parents' age. He's like the same age
that
as my
doesn't mean he
parents.
can't be hot.
He doesn't have a hygienist. He does everything himself, which was weird for me.
That's interesting.
The first time I went to the new place I go to, but he also is so old school. He does paper charting, and but no, I love him. My mom and brother. My brother for a while also would go and see him from several hours away.
Interesting. Well, that's great.
So I went to this new place for the last year, and it's different. The hygienist thing is different for me. I'm not used to that.
It is interesting that I get it because there's so many people, the dentist can't do it all, but you literally see them for 2 seconds.
Yeah,
and they just look at your mouth. It's very strange. Yeah, I agree. I hate the scraping. They tell me that because I guess your mouth has an acidity level. Did you know this? And if your mouth is more acidic, you have more cavities. If it's basic,
I just heard this. Yeah,
you have more tartar. And I have a very basic mouth, believe it or not. So they have to scrape. And I hate it. I hate that. But
we were just talking about this at the gym recently as well. Like that, genetics play a really big part in your teeth health. And I have pretty decent genetics when it comes to teeth. So I've had one cavity my whole life.
Oh, and
I was in my 20s.
Touch wood, I haven't had cavities since I had baby teeth.
It's been like 10 years.
Yeah, it's been a long time for me. Interesting. I did not like my childhood dentist. He was very mean.
Oh no.
I had to get a cap put back on. It fell off. Oh. And they cemented on, and the cement tasted really bad. So I spit it out. And then he was like, you got to stop doing that. And then he put it in. And so I was, of course, terrified. And he told the hygienist, I think my mom tells this story. I can't remember who was there with me, but they overheard him say, I did double cement to teach him a lesson.
Ew.
I know, he was awful. But then I got a new dentist, and he was hot. Dr. Evansek.
Oh, what a name.
And let me tell you, I'd Evansek him, so He was good looking.
No, Dr. Lund is like my uncle. Like I've just known him forever, and
well, that's cute that
he saw everybody in our family,
and he does it himself. That's
he has like a
that's providing a service.
Now it's his girlfriend, but he had like a hygienist, but she like
I love that.
Well, it's not like he started dating her. Like he got a girlfriend, and then I think she started to
Is she like 23?
No, she's like his age. It's age appropriate. She's super nice. Like he has a receptionist. They don't have a computer. They have like a literal paper book.
I love that.
Yeah, he's great. I'm sad that I'm glad he's retiring because he deserves it. I mean, but
I love that.
Love him.
Well, what an interesting start to our Halloween episode. Teeth. I mean, very appropriate. Candy, teeth.
Yeah.
Cavities. There you go. Well, happy Halloween to all you ghouls and girlies out there.
Yes.
Jackie, any festive tiredness for you?
Yeah, I got one.
Oh, yeah. Not candy corn.
I'm real tired of them putting the Halloween candy out on
4 months
July.
ago. 4 months ago. It's been out for months.
I can't.
I know.
This is like my bitch with all the big holidays, but I also feel like Halloween candy is weirdly getting smaller.
Oh, which is more expensive.
Yeah, and I'm like,
it's tired. Crazy. It's crazy. I know you get those big bags and like used to be it was like $20 and you're like okay, I could buy one and it would last me for the month.
Yeah.
Now it's like $24 and it seems full of air. Crazy.
Yeah, and it's like little minis and like I'm not saying we're gonna give out candy bars, but I mean we haven't done Halloween at our house in several years since we have the dogs because they're dumpster fires when people come to the door. But
doesn't go over well.
Kyle knows.
Yeah.
Firsthand.
Yeah.
So I'm just tired of that.
Yeah.
We're putting it out too early, and then the candy itself is just
agreed.
Low quality candy.
Low quality woman. Low quality candy.
What about you? What's your tired?
So it's these like buzz reports that go out saying like be careful, people are giving out drugs that look like candy. And
are you about to show me something?
No. Okay. Sorry, I was just marking that off my list so I don't talk about it again. Because we don't do reoccurring topics. Yeah, I hate every year, and it's always like you're like, oh, they're giving out fentanyl laced, and it's like, honey, they're not, because first off, do you know how expensive that is?
Yeah, it is.
You think they're giving it out to children for free?
Right.
You think drug dealers are benevolent people who are like, give the kids what they want?
Drugs.
Fentanyl. Because it's cheap. We have a surplus. Let's give out some free samples. No, bitch. No. And what would they gain from that?
Nothing, because really there's no like reward for that.
And drug dealers are, their like moral code surprisingly pretty strong when it comes to kids, right? Like it's like gang members and like bikers. Like if you fuck with a kid, like they're not okay with that.
Yeah,
so don't stop that.
Yeah,
stop that.
I'm with you.
Stop that. Well, for a Halloween episode, I thought it might be interesting, probably not, to talk about the psychology of Halloween.
Oh, okay.
Why do we like it so much? Because I would argue this is probably top 3 favorite holidays of most people. I think most people probably love Halloween. Would you agree?
Yeah,
disagree?
you're probably
not
right.
If you're like conservative Christian. I suppose you probably don't.
Oh my god.
Maybe we had someone like that growing up who like was anti-Halloween, like thought it was like you were summoning the devil, like. Which like
see, and then I would have been that little shit that would be like go up to her house and be like like speaking in tongues and being like, there's a very good King of the Hill episode where there is a did you watch King of the Hill?
Some
yeah, a progressive show for its time. I just recently did a whole rewatch of it, but there's an episode in one of the early seasons where there's a Christian lady and she Halloween is Satan and they have this whole little march and Hank dresses up as the devil and like protests her. It's really interesting.
I love that. Well, on a similar note, if like. And people who get like hung up about Harry Potter, which like I know we're supposed to cancel J.K. Rowling these days, but like back in the day,
we can cancel her, but not Harry Potter.
I agree. Oh, well, that's a topic for a different time. So, but yeah, I thought it might be fun to talk about just a brief kind of like the roots of Halloween, like what is it, and then why do we celebrate it? Like why is it so popular?
Sure.
And then we're gonna have a festive. Fetcher flop that's called Fear Flop.
Ooh, okay. Oh god.
So
we talk about each other's deepest, darkest fears.
No, it's not that. So the roots of Halloween. So this has been celebrated for very, very long time, like thousands and thousands and thousands of years. Goes back to our good friends, the pagans. who celebrated it as the death of summer. So that's where Halloween got this this idea of like death, because Samhain, which is a very popular pagan holiday, means summer's end, so the death of summer. And it was believed that because of this time of year, daylight is getting shorter, so there's more shadows. The veil between the living and the dead was at its thinnest.
That's what I've heard most of the time.
And so celebrating and remembering loved ones who have passed on became an important part of the holiday. And so I think people think like the Day of the Dead, Dia de los Muertos. But we've kind of changed it where we, like Americans, we don't really do that directly, but it's still this idea that like witches and goblins and ghosts, like all those things are running about. So that's kind of where it comes from, and it's just morphed over time. And so I looked up some reasons of like why do we like it, and not just like because it's fun or whatever, but like the deep kind of psychological, because we here on the pod we're educational, and we're so educational, and we are very ethical and practice whatever. So one idea is that it helps us to practice and overcome our fears. So Halloween, there's a lot of scary things. There's monsters. People go to haunted houses.
Oh my God, do not get me started.
Oh, not me, girl. Well, we'll talk about personalities here in a second. So at the end of the day, we know that it's not real, right? Even though like in the moment you go to a haunted house or whatever, that it's fake. You know it's people dressed up, but it still brings up that fear response enough that it helps us to practice managing it. And then we end up overcoming or surviving it at the end, which provides reinforcement, confidence, and a boost to your self-esteem. And not maybe on a conscious level, right? But like when you get, like afterward, you're like, okay, I survived. Like, go me.
Yes.
It also helps, or rather as a theory, normalize and embrace our fears. So most of our childhood, you're taught to like reject or run from your fears, right? Like if it's scary, you shouldn't go towards it, you should go away. Halloween provides a space to normalize our fears and to embrace them. So like wearing a costume or decorating using images that would normally scare us. So again, like monsters, goblins, spirits, all these things that are really scary. It also helps to normalize and embrace our existential relationship with death.
Oh my God.
So humans have always had a hard relationship with death, right? Like we kind of like find it fascinating, but it's also terrifying. So Halloween provides that time for us to embrace, like we said, like that kind of idea of the unknown, like the veil is thinnest kind of thing, and celebrate the idea of death, because that's right what we're doing. There's like zombies and all this stuff. Oh my God, yes. Social bonding. So many people go to like costume parties, or they go to a movie, or right. So there's a social aspect to it. Trick or treating, it's
a big one.
And that's like a community thing. Yeah. It's also maybe to embrace change. Change is another thing that humans have a very difficult time with. Yeah. So Halloween allows us to change into like a monster via costume or whatever. There's creativity and imagination, right? That's a big one, getting to create a haunted house or whatever it is. So I just thought those were interesting. Yeah. Any thoughts on any of those? I think I never really thought like the deeper connotations
I've never really thought about that, but I guess it makes sense in a way.
But I do think it's funny that a lot of these holidays we celebrate, you can like trace back to like
the pagans.
I mean, it is pretty interesting. I think we could probably have a whole episode I could do a whole episode on that. That has nothing to do with Two Tired Therapists whatsoever.
Yeah, I think it's interesting, like especially with the haunted. I've done a few haunted houses. I don't like them. I had a former coworker whose like dad owned a pretty well-known one in this area, and did it a couple of times. And like it's true, like and they had a lot of like teenage volunteers, so it was like But they had a couple instances where somebody like punched like a kid in the head. Yeah, like, and there was a couple parts of that where like it was a little like full blown scary. Like there were, especially if they had like the flashing, like those like weird lights where it's like the like on off really fast, but it looks like you're going slower, but you're really moving. Like, but she would tell me, my coworker would tell me that like they would at least once a year somebody would get assaulted, not on purpose, but just somebody would get so scared they would punch somebody in the head.
But that's that crazy thing where like you're going to this thing that's fake.
Yeah.
You know it's fake. You know it's fake.
That's what yeah.
But still, it makes you so scared you punch somebody.
Yeah. Like, there was one part of it where you, like, went down a slide, and it would be in, like, a ball pit, and I was like...
Nope.
I was like, as soon as I get down in the ball pit, someone's going to pop out. And sure enough, I mean... So you kind of, you get used to it, but... I
do not like to be scared.
Same. I'm not...
Like, I don't mind scary movies. I'll watch them, but, like, I don't like to... don't go to haunted houses. Real or, like, fake. Like...
Yeah.
I ain't gonna go fuck with no ghost.
Yeah.
I don't think so. So let's talk about, I looked up some research, because again, we hear, fidelity.
Yes.
So I looked up some research on, like, personality traits. Why do some people like to be scared? Or why do some people like scary movies or whatever? So people with higher levels of empathy tend to be less interested in scary/violent movies.
Oh, that's interesting.
Which I think makes sense, because if you're empathetic, typically you can, like, somewhat feel what others feel. Yeah. So you're more attuned to even a character's fear. So it might feel a little bit stronger to you. If you're less empathetic, you're more like watching it and you don't actually feel it.
And you love it, yeah.
The other part that they looked at was, this is regardless of the outcome of the movie.
Okay.
So whether, like, everyone dies in the end or they, like, get the killer back or whatever, people with high levels of empathy still don't. It doesn't matter. That does not matter.
Interesting.
Yeah. People with a higher than average need for social and emotional stimulation tend to be more interested in horror movies.
Interesting.
That's what I know. This emotional stimulation kind of made sense.
Yeah.
I guess. But the social one, that is interesting. And I didn't really look into why.
Maybe they want to, like, feel like maybe they want to watch them with people. Like, that's a, like,
I think that's what they were talking about.
Well, I don't know a lot of people who watch horror movies a lot, but I would assume a lot of them watch it with somebody else.
I think so.
Maybe that's where your social
or you're,
thing
like,
comes
going
in.
to the movies.
Yeah, and it's like an event.
I mean, like, I will sometimes watch, if it's like a movie that's just come out, because Edward doesn't like scary movies, so he'll never watch one with me.
He and I can hang out one night and we'll watch whatever.
But I'm thinking, like, anytime I've really, like, watched a scary movie, it's been with, like, a group of friends.
Yeah, I've never watched them alone.
And I wonder if is there, like, a safety aspect in that, you think?
Yeah, there's probably something like that too. I don't know that I would... See, the thing is, if I watched a scary movie, even if it wasn't, like, slasher scary, but then I heard somebody in my house, I'd be like, no.
Oh, girl.
Where's
you
the
remember,
gun that I don't have? But where's the gun?
You remember The Grudge?
Oh my God. I don't think I ever really watched the whole thing, but I've seen parts of it.
I saw that in movies with my cousin.
Oh my God.
And it fucked me up, let me tell you. First off, I was already scared in the trailer, or in the like the beginning credits. There's, like, a hand that comes down, like, just in the credits, and I literally screamed. And then there's a scene in that where, like, you probably saw it in the trailer, but she's, like, in the shower and she's, like, washing her hair, and the Grudge person comes out of her head. I could not shower. I mean, I showered, but, like, I normally...
You were, like, doing a 30-second shower.
Here's something about me. I dunk my head into the shower water to wash my hair. I don't go back. Like, I don't lean back. I go forward. I couldn't do that because you have to close your eyes. So for months, I had to lean back. I had to lean my hair back, and my eyes are wide open as I'm washing my hair. And, like...
How old were you when that came out? Like, you can say decade. It doesn't have to be a decade.
I was, like, a teenager.
Okay.
I was probably under the age of 16. And my mother, if you're listening, because I know Dad makes you listen, she one time said she was, and she's probably gonna say I didn't say that. She said one time she was gonna come in, and while I was washing my hair in the shower, she was gonna touch my hair. And
jail.
They would. I thankfully, no tea, no shade. I did not have to go to therapy as a child, but if that happened, I would have had to go to therapy as a child.
Oh my God. Well, let me, now that you shared your appearance. So my mom, I think, if I'm telling this correctly, so sorry, Mom, if I'm not, if I remember correctly, she snuck out of her house and saw The Exorcist with her boyfriend at the time.
Kathy, I love that.
As a teenager herself. And she said that movie, like, scared her.
Yes.
We didn't get to watch scary movies. I remember watching Ghostbusters as a young child and being scared by it. My mom threw the VHS tape out. She didn't really throw it out, but she
kept
put it in the trash. Right. And then when I went to bed, she pulled it out. But so, like,
Tricky.
Scary movies were not, like, a thing. like I said, I think I said in another episode, The Strangers was probably the last scary movie I've watched in a theater. That fucked me up for a long time.
Sure.
And then I do like the Halloween anthology. That's
sure.
but to me, that's not scary necessarily because it's like so bad in a way.
Right.
Like it's campy.
Right.
It's campy.
It's campy. Yeah.
But I will say, I did watch the Paranormal Activities as of the more recent past.
Okay.
Justin owns them. I'm sure they're somewhere in this house. I told him to get rid of them.
That first one fucked me up.
Yeah, the first one fucked me up.
Dunzo.
And then I think it was the second. I didn't watch the third one. I couldn't even get through.
They get weirder as it goes on.
Yeah, it was. I think it was the third one. The second one also was a little for me.
Yeah.
It was the big house. I think no, the second one was the attic, wasn't it?
One of them. There was one that was a big house that then that yes you're right. It was the big like the manor one.
Yeah, because the first one was like the couple.
Yes.
And then the second one, which they tried.
It was kind of like right after the first one.
They tried to.
They tried to
recreate the magic of the first one, and it
went too far. Yeah.
Let me see.
Do you
Yeah, it's the people who move into that house.
If I'm gonna watch a horror movie, I don't like gory. I don't really do gory. A slasher's fine, but I like this. I like the spiritual. Like I like Paranormal Activity or like anything to do with possession. It freaks me the fuck out. Well, not these days because I'm into my crystals. I know I got shit going on. I ain't gonna get possessed, but I like that. I like that. I don't like someone like being slashed up and seeing entrails like the Saw movies. I'm not.
No, I have no interest. I'll never have any interest in watching those. I'm trying to think. Like, I mean, the Paranormal Activity type ones are interesting to me. Like, where it's like ghost but not ghost. Right. I also, I don't want to say I watched Insidious. I think I sat there with a blanket over my head the entire time.
Oh, I loved that series. I loved that
was
series.
Was it Insidious or was it Sinister? It was Sinister. Did you ever watch
I don't
Sinister?
know that. Insidious is a series. I don't think Sinister is. That's just a movie.
That one fucked me up.
Did it? I didn't watch that one. I'll have to watch it.
Well, the first scene is like a family getting their heads cut off by a lawnmower.
Oh, I don't want that.
Yeah,
I
that happened, and I was like, I'm out. And I sat under a blanket.
No, Insidious
is
good. No, and what's that? What's his name? James Patrick, the main character. He is hot.
Yeah, Sinister.
He could. I would do many illegal
it's
things to him.
Ethan Hawke. So yeah, that was the one. It's Sinister. I'm so sorry.
Oh, okay.
Hated.
Well, Insidious is good. You probably still wouldn't like it, but Insidious is good. Sorry. No, that's good. Good. No. And then the other thing that I looked up, people who find who have enjoyment out of being scared are known as sensation seeking. They also tend to be more willing to take physical, social, legal, and financial risks for such an experience.
Interesting. Okay.
Which I thought was interesting. So there, just a couple little tidbits, just some fun little psychology, and just for us to be able to say we do provide educational information on this podcast.
People are concerned.
People are concerned. People are writing in. Not really. Not that I know of.
I did post on our Instagram recently. I was like, give us episode ideas. This many responses, Kyle. 0.
That's so crazy because we are so popular.
I'm trying so hard. I took a couple months off. I don't know why. I just didn't do it, and then I'm trying. It's hard. The kids these days they're just good at social media.
They really are. And I famously this week asked you for help in making a reel, and it flopped quickly because I didn't know what the fuck was happening.
Well,
it's fine.
We digress.
We digress. Should we take a quick break?
Sure.
And then we'll come back for our Halloween edition of Fear or Flop.
Oh my God. Yes.
We'll be right back. We're back. We didn't do anything like scary this year.
No.
That's okay.
Yeah, that's okay. I was trying to think of what we could have done that would have been scary.
I don't know. I don't know. Look, it's been a long year. We're two tired therapists. What do you want? What do you want?
I remember when it was about to be Memorial Day, and I was like, man, this year's going by so fast. And the other day I looked at the date on the calendar and I was like, God damn it.
I know.
But we're gearing into the season that I like the best, so I'm here for it.
Thanksgiving.
I like fall. Yeah. I'm gonna go stay with my mom for Thanksgiving for a week. So
are you?
Nice.
celebrate appropriation, genocide. Heartwarming.
We're white.
That's true. Yeah. That's true.
I do get Columbus Day off, and I feel
do
conflicted
you?
about it. Yeah.
Someone asked me, what day was it? There's a Monday coming up that in the next couple months that it's like Mexican Heritage Day or something.
Oh, okay.
And one of my clients was like, "Do you get that off?" I was like, "Oh, no, we don't. We don't celebrate racial holidays here at this place. They don't.
Absolutely
they
not.
don't allow that. They don't allow that here. Like we'll recognize it, but you are not getting that day
I
off."
personally think
I forget what day it was.
most workplaces should offer and I know this is not enough, but 1 to 2 days a year that everybody can pick what days they want off.
A flex holiday. Yeah. Absolutely.
So if you want Juneteenth off, Justin gets Juneteenth, but I don't. I feel like you should be able to pick 1 or 2
we barely get Christmas off.
Yeah.
What are you talking about?
Oh my god.
Anyways, so I just a little festive fear or flop instead of a fetch or flop. So I looked up the top 10 most common phobias.
Sure.
And while we may not have the phobia part, I figured you could say if it's a fear or a flop for you. So are you scared of it or are you not?
Okay.
Okay. So the first one, arachnophobia, which is the fear of spiders or arachnids.
Fear.
It's fine. I mean, I'm not
I don't love running out of
the
room.
Right. Here's the pickles. Right. Yeah, I'm not doing that. But I don't own spiders. I would never own a spider.
If they're outside of my home, it's fine. If they're inside of my home, we got an issue.
See, now you and Edward would get along because, again, I am a nature lover, so I find nature sacred, and so I do not kill spiders in my home. I allow them to live because they eat other little buggies that fly around. Edward does not feel the same.
If I can't see them and they're doing their job, they're fine. But once they come into view, we got an issue.
Well, I will, and I should probably be committed for this, but the other day there was a spider crawling on our stairs, and I literally said, "You better hide before Edward gets here, or he will kill you." So that's me.
You're like, Charlotte, please go.
Charlotte. Ophidiophobia, which is fear of snakes.
I don't want to say it's not an intense fear for me. I don't like snakes.
It's fine.
But I guess I would say fear. I wouldn't say
I'm not, it's not Here Come the Pickles on Maury.
No,
but I'm not going to own one.
We were hiking at a state park and Justin pointed out a snake and I was like, let's get the fuck out of here. But it wasn't like I had to run out of there.
Right. Acrophobia, which is fear of heights.
Fear. I don't like heights.
I think I would say fear too. I'm not a big fan.
I don't do roller coasters for this reason mostly.
Me either.
I will, but I have to really want to ride it.
Agreed. Aerophobia, fear of flying.
Yeah. Well, since I had to get drugged this year for flying, I feel like I have to say fear.
I'm a lot better.
It's not the flying part. It's you might die midair part.
Well, so a lot of people, there's a little bit of a controversial with fear of flying because you can't not that you can't die when flying, but statistically it doesn't happen.
You're more likely to die during takeoff and or landing than you are in the air.
But still it doesn't happen. It's not like it's it's not like standing in the middle of the road like you're going to get hit by a car.
Yeah, I know.
So some argue that it's actually a fear of not having control.
It is. For me it is.
It is for me too. I've done a lot better because Edward's a flight attendant, so we fly not a lot, but certainly more than I have. I'm fine with it now, but I'm not he's asleep before the plane even takes off. I'm not quite that way. I'm kind of
no. Yeah. It's a fear. All this is gonna be fear for me, I'm afraid.
Cynophobia, fear of dogs.
No, flop.
Yeah, flop.
I have two of them.
Yeah, that's a flop.
Although they're not scary in any way, shape, or form, no matter how they try to fool.
Astrophobia, which is fear of thunder and lightning.
No, flop.
Fear. I don't like storms.
I don't like storms either, but I don't like driving in storms.
Sure.
But when that happens, no, I'm fine.
No, the first little rumble of thunder, I'm getting on the weather app, looking at what's going on. I don't.
You're going to your shelter.
I'm going to the shelter. Trypanophobia, fear of injections.
Flop.
Yeah,
I'm
flop.
better now
Yeah,
that
I
I
don't
had to do
care.
allergy shots for the last ever 55,000 years.
This one doesn't have a fancy name. Social phobia, fear of social interactions.
Flop.
Flop. Agoraphobia, fear of places that are difficult to escape. Or that could be difficult to escape, I should say.
Flop.
Yeah, flop. And the last one, mesophobia, fear of germs, dirt, and contaminants.
I'm going to go flop for the most part.
Okay.
I'm not like afraid of germs. I just don't like
Sure.
germs. Like,
right.
So no, yeah, I'd say it's a flop.
Yeah, I
me.
think I mean, I used to, not as much as I've gotten older, but when I was a teenager, I had this strange, I guess not strange, but I was really always worried about throwing up. I mean, no one likes it, but I would always be like really leery about like food, and like if my stomach hurt, like I wouldn't want to go anywhere and stuff. But
I get more nervous about like getting food poisoning because it did happen to me once at a restaurant, like from a restaurant, and that's really my one like. But it's not germs. I mean, and it's pretty rare that happens.
Yeah, I think since I've stopped eating meat, I don't worry about it as much.
Well, and like Justin used to be chef, so like, I mean, he's like, people will make up these stories saying like, people will spit in food, or like, he's like, people don't do that. He's like, people who make the food, like, you never do that.
Well, and these days everything is so like processed and already cooked. Yeah. Like I think it's pretty hard to get food poisoning. Yeah. I mean, I shouldn't say that. I mean, knock on wood. Not that I want to try it. But
you text me tomorrow. You're like,
well, I have food poisoning. Yeah, that cheese. But so there you go. Fear flop. Write in with your fears. We'd love to know, and
I've seen
use them against you.
I know it's not top 10 because you didn't read it, and I don't know how to say it. It's like Thessala.
The fear of the holes.
Ocean, the deep ocean or whatever.
Yeah, deep water. I have that. I think
I'm starting to get it because I used to not be, but now that I'm like, I think about how big the ocean is.
Like I don't like lakes, or like I don't mind the ocean. I want to sit on the edge of the ocean. I don't want to be in it. I ain't get in the ocean. I'll just sit on the beach. But like people who want to go boating, I don't like that. I don't want that. If I can't see the bottom, I don't want to. I'm not doing it. I ain't doing it.
I love that.
Well, happy Halloween, everyone. Be safe. Don't eat the candy. That's drugs.
Yeah, check your candy.
Check your candy. Check for razor blades.
They're gonna inject the fentanyl right into it.
Right into that Reese's pumpkin egg, pumpkin egg. Reese's pumpkin. Why did I say egg? What the fuck?
Right into that peanut butter cup.
Right into that peanut butter cup. Right into your Skittles, bitch.
Right into them fucking
Could use
Skittles.
a fentanyl Skittle right about now.
Same.
Well.
On that note, stay tired.
Oh. I hate this is the worst episode ever.
So close.
Okay. Again.
Stay tired.
And Benny.